Good evening and welcome to the Formula Racing League. This is the Tier 1 category. Round 6 of the campaign takes us to Silverstone in the Northamptonshire countryside in Great Britain. We have a lot of our full-time drivers in tonight. Most of them, just the odd change or two, is down at Williams. Total Pease, who finished on the podium last week in Hungary, is not able to make it tonight due to unknown reasons. So in comes SpongeBob, who is in the Williams seat for this particular round. CRL Mark is also in place of Exotic Alpha at Racing Point. There seems to be another driver missing somewhere out of that grid for tonight. So just for your information, this is the full quali, 18 minutes for Q1, 15 minutes for Q2, 12 minutes for Q3. We'll lose the slowest, what is at the moment 4 drivers in Q1, and then the next 5 at the end of Q2, and then the top 10 advancing into Q3. Now, unsurprisingly, Dan Murphy has decided to opt out of this session and start at the back of the grid like he has done at every single round this season. And guess what? Every single time he's done it, he's finished inside the top 7. So don't be too surprised if he manages to make his way up into that position. So looking at the drivers' standings, Lezard, who has won every single race so far this season, leads by 101 points. Now remember, there are 40 points up for grabs for a race win, a point for pole position, and a point for the fastest lap. In second place is Churinbar on 104 points, and it's Mr. Joker, another 2 points back in third on 102. Mystic Joker in the Renault, just for your information. Churinbar in the Mercedes. Now, the first driver who made his way out onto the racetrack is Romans Republic, continuing his fine start to, I'll say his fine start to the season, just looking to see what his record is over the course of this campaign. So Romans Republic, who's on his outlap at the moment, on 45 points so far, which is not too bad, from 5 races. He's in 8th, 15 points off his nearest man, which is Dixon, who should be in contention for a podium here today. He has missed a few of the rounds this season. He could have won in Zandvoort. They didn't do so. The Romans Republic has started a flying lap now in the Ferrari. Looking to go through Aintree down the Wellington Straight towards Brooklands. It's a very tricky left-hander to nail. Romans Republic is coming up to a couple of Williams cars. There are SpongeBob and Pimis. Pimis, who won last season's Tier 2 category. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he's managed to have won the championship without winning a single race. Incredible. So Pimis won, who's a point behind Romans Republic in the championship in 9th. So what time are we going to see, first of all, from Romans Republic? We are expecting him to be making it into Q2. And if you were to ask me who are the contenders of going out in qualifying 1, I have to say I put Becco in there. Dean Phelan possibly. Liverpool fan as well. and Jay Hartnell, probably. We know Dan Murphy's already out of this session. The Romans Republic going to a 1 minute 25.2. That's beaten by Lezard, who has posted a 1 minute 24.9. Liverpool Fan third on a 25.6. And then Becco, the next driver to have completed the lap time of a 1 minute 25.8. We've got a Renault next up to cross the line. That'll be Harry. He did so well in qualifying last week in Hungary, but crashed out early on. Goes up to third with his first time lap. It's a 25.2, which is only 4 thousandths away from Romans Republic. Now, in order to get into Q2, you ideally need to be on a low 25 to give yourself a good chance. And Mark goes fastest on a 1 minute 24.7. It's a good time from him. He's a very quick driver, is Mark. This is his first time racing in the Tier 1 category this season. But in other leagues that I've seen him do, he's very, very quick. So he could give Lezard a run for his money today. Smalley going up to second place on a 24.7 as well. Just a couple of hundredths shy of Mark's lap time, but at least he's ahead of Lezard. So we should expect those guys to be making it into Q2. There's SpongeBob in the Williams. I think he's just on a preparation lap by the looks of it. So we'll come away from him. Here is Pimis, who's the next driver to cross over the line in the Williams. It's going to be a 25.7, which puts him 7th temporarily because I believe Les has just posted a 1 minute 24.5 to go fastest of all. So Harry up there in 5th, Becco 6th, Liverpool Fan in 7th, Pimis in 8th, and Dixon, who has posted a time that's not a representative one, he's in 9th position. So Dixon coming through with DRS, over 5 seconds up from his lap time beforehand. We are expecting him to be in the realms of the low 1 minute 25s, possibly high 24s, depending on what he can find on this lap here. There is a Renault ahead of him, which is Mystic Joker, I believe. Well, it may be Harry, actually. But we'll come away from him. Or we'll go to him, actually. It's a 24.9, so that should see him through to Q2. We've just seen a Racing Point cross over the line. That'll be Big Balls Bells, who's just started his first flying lap. And we've got a Ferrari who is just trailing round. That's Orange and Gamma, who's just prepping for his flying lap. And he's coming back into the pit stage. SpongeBob, who is over 14 seconds up from his lap time he's set, which is not very representative. Now it's coming through Vale and then Club. And he'll post a 26.1 that puts him slowest out of all the drivers who have set a lap time so far. Here is Orange and Gamma and Big Balls Bells, who are also on flying laps. I think there's 2 cars ahead of him who are on flying laps. Oh no, Infinite Glory is on an out lap at the moment. What about the car ahead of him? That'll be Harry, who I believe is just finishing his latest flying lap, so we'll go on board with him. Coming through Club now, over the start-finish line, and it's a 24.9, so he goes 4 fastest with that time. Let's go back to Big Balls Bells, because he's about to complete his first time lap, and it's a 24.8 for him. So he should be safely through. There was another car behind him as well, who's on a fast lap. That'll be Orange and Gamma, who's kept his car within the limits of the racetrack. Gets the power coming out of Club onto the Hamilton straight, and it's a 24.8 for him, puts him 4. So we've got 7 drivers who are into the 1 minute 24s. Here's Infinite Glory, who was on a flying lap, has just had his lap invalidated for exceeding track limits, so he'll need to go again. So 13 drivers have posted lap time so far. We know Dan Murphy won't be posting a lap time. So let's see who else is out on the racetrack at the moment, because Orange and Gamma's gone for another run on the soft compound. 24.8 is what he's posted. I'm a bit surprised he's actually decided to do another run. with what he's posted. Perhaps thinking ahead when it comes to track evolution. So coming out of Chapel. He's 300s up from his previous best lap. Now is he going to be all over the back of the Renault? In fact, he's had his lap time invalidated for exceeding track limits at Stowe, and so he comes back into the pits. Infinite Glory down the Wellington straight, looking to get out of the bottom four. He should be able to, providing he keeps his car within the confinements of the racetrack. So Infinite Glory coming through. There's a Red Bull ahead of him who will need to move out of the way, unless it's Jay Hartnell actually, but Jay Hartnell is on a lap that's also invalidated, so he should consider moving out of the way of Infinite Glory. He might be clear of him actually, so Infinite Glory should not be put off by the Red Bull, because the Red Bull will be prepping for another lap. So Infinite Glory coming through Vale and then Club. Oh, he got a horrible understeer as he came out of Club corner onto the Hamilton straight. It's a 25.4 for him. It's not the best lap time, to be honest with you. So he may need to go again. There is Mystic Joker. There's another one of those who's yet to post a lap time. It's coming through in the Renault. It's a 25.1. It's not a very quick lap that from Mystic Joker. It's not what we were expecting from him. But Jay Hartnell is on the fine lap now, and Smalley going fast is on 24.3. So clearly there's more time to be found with the way the track is evolving. Hugs from Cyclonado. Good luck with the stream, thank you. And in case you want to know who Cyclonado is a competitor from another sim league that I commentate. Very nice of you to join the stream. And Smalley will be coming back into the pits very shortly. Here's Jay Hartnell. He's got a fight in his hands to get out of Q1 at the moment. There's a racing point he's got next up, who is just starting another flying lap now. That's Mark. But Jay Hartnell does cross over the line. It's a 25.8. It's not a very good lap time. He stays in the bottom five. I think Safdar just joined in late in this qualifying session. So he's saying he's 18th at the moment. Dean Phelan is also on a lap that's invalidated. He needs to come back into the pit lane and get another set of soft tyres put on for a last run. So the bottom five we have now: Jay Hartnell, SpongeBob, Safdar, Dan Murphy and Dean Phelan. But three of those drivers have yet to post a lap time. We know one of them won't be setting a lap time. Dan Murphy will be starting the race from the back of the grid. Safdar is coming through Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel. And his sector 2 time is a 1 minute 1.5. So coming through Vale and then Club. Got a bit out of shape coming out of Club, to be honest with you. Should go over the line. It'll be a 24.8 for him. 7th fastest. That should see him through. Now Jay Hartnell will be coming back into the pits as well. SpongeBob is also likewise. Dean Phelan still in the pits. So the 5 drivers in the bottom 5 need to set a time that's better than 1 minute 25.738, which is occupied by Luna Ascari. She's the driver at risk of being eliminated. So Pim is starting to make his way back out onto the circuit now for a last one. There are less than 4 minutes remaining. Got a Ferrari who is out there on a lap, or just starting a lap now. That's Orange and Gamma. I'm quite surprised he's deciding to go out there for another run. Unless he's got a plan up his sleeve. So Big Boswell's another one of those drivers to retire from the session as well. He's safely through. I'll be interested to see how the track evolves between now and the next few minutes. So Orange and Gamma is the only driver on a flying lap at the moment. Now, SpongeBob is on a lap at the moment in the Williams. It's not a very quick one, to be honest. I'm surprised he hasn't gone in the pits to put another set of soft tyres on. Oh, he's got out of shape through failing through club. Yeah, it's not a very good line. Pushing far too hard. And so he stays 18th. And I'd like to think he's going to be out of qualifying now after that. So SpongeBob is out of qualifying. He will not be going through. Orange Gamma most certainly will be going through. Where will he end up by the end of Q1? He's a 10th up from his previous best in Sector 2. This lap is going to be in the 24s. And it's going to be a 24.6, over a couple of tenths faster than what he did previously. And puts him third on the timesheets. Pimis has just started his final flying lap. Dean Phelan is also on a flying lap as well, so got two drivers to keep an eye out on. It's almost certain that SpongeBob will be knocked out. Dan Murphy, we know, is eliminated. So we're just waiting for the other three drivers to join them. Safdar has retired from the session. Now, I'm not sure what's happened. There may be... I think I might know why. I think it's because Safdar joined the session late. And because he's joined the session so late, he won't be able to advance into Q2. So he's almost certain of elimination here. I think he is eliminated, to be honest with you. We'll stay with Dean Phelan, though, who has yet to post a time of any sort. Where will he end up? He needs to be, ideally, in a low 1 minute 25. It'll be a 1 minute 24.6. That puts him fourth. Good lap time that from Dean Phelan. Very, very quick indeed. So that pushes Luna Ascari into the drop zone. She's on an out lap at the moment. And Infinite Glory's been pushed in there as well. So Jay Hartnell needs a better time. Oh, how much time does he need to find? He needs to find at least half a second, really. But he's just had the latest lap he's done invalidated for exceeding track limits. You may as well back out of it, mate. This lap is not going to count. Unless he's just doing it on purpose to burn off some fuel. Infinite Glory has also had his lap invalidated, and that's him out of qualifying now as well. So it's down to between Luna Ascari and I think Liverpool Fan is the next driver at risk. Romans Republic remains in 13th position. He's still not safely through yet. But if Luna Ascari can get herself out of the bottom five, that'll be good to see. There's a Williams up ahead, who should be encountering very, very shortly. I think it's just going off onto the grass. And so Luna Ascari is over she's about a quarter of a second up from what she had set previously. So she's got a good chance of getting herself in the frame to get out of the bottom five. Her target is to be a 1 minute 25.3. Is she going to be able to do it? Coming through club. Over the line. It's a 25.4. Does she make it? The answer is no. She's out. So Luna Ascari is out of qualifying. Jay Hartnell in the Red Bull. Over 3 tenths up in Sector 2. He's on a brilliant lap time here. This could push Safdar very much into the drop zone. Jay Hartnell does get through into 14th. Well, it says that Liverpool fans being pushed down, but I'll be interested to see what it says on the timing pages at the end of the session. So at least anyway, from what I can see, Dan Murphy is out. SpongeBob is also out with him. Lonu Ascari, Infinite Glory, and Liverpool fan. So just waiting for confirmation that that is the case. So just a rundown on the drivers who are eliminated. We have 6 drivers eliminated. They are Safdar, who joined qualifying, albeit too late. He joined the lobby too late, hence why he's out. Liverpool fan joins him, along with Infinite Glory, Luna Ascari, SpongeBob, and Dan Murphy. So those are 6 drivers eliminated at the end of Q1. The remaining 14 drivers will battle it out for the remaining 10 places to get into Q3, so we will only lose 4 drivers at the end of the next 15 minutes. Apologies, I must have had my mic muted whilst I was speaking there. But so we've got 8 drivers currently out on the track, most of them of which on the medium tyres. The ones on the mediums are Smalley, Dean Phelan, Harry, Orange and Gamma, Romans Republic. Lezard is out on softs, which is interesting. Becco, his teammate, also on the soft compound. And who's going to be the first driver to cross over the line to start a flying lap? Well, we know Harry is the first who's going to cross the line. I was almost going to say his lap being validated, but it's not. It's just that he's on an out lap and he's prepping for the start of his first time lap in Q2. Let's go for a lap on board, shall we? So, preparing for the fast right-hander of Abbey. 8th gear flat out, and then through farm, and then towards village. Want to break into 4th gear, ideally. Nail the curb on the outside, shifting down to 3 before getting to the loop. 2nd gear, and then 3rd, 4th, and then through the Aintree, taking all the curves you can without exceeding track limits. The DRS Open on the Wellington Straight. 75 metres approx before you have to start rotating the car into Brooklands. And then Loffield next up. Very nice exit there, straightening the car before getting down to through Woodcote and onto the old pit straight, and then positioned himself very nicely for the right-hander of Copse. And then this is the trickiest part of the racetrack of Maggots, then Beckett, and then the exit, which is Chapel, where the DRS zone is. And then here is the hanger straight, where you open the DRS for the second time, and then you'll come towards Stowe, using all the curves and then some. One minute 25.3. That puts him top for now as the only driver to set of time. Smalley goes faster on a 24.6. That's a very nice lap on the mediums there for Smalley. There's Dean Phelan in third on a 25.6. Romans Republic in fourth on a 25.8. Lezard going quickest on a 24.1, but he set that time on the soft compound. There is a Red Bull just coming out of the pits there. Becco's backed out this lap actually. We've got Mark, who's the next driver to cross over the line with a valid lap time. It's a 24.9. So he's the fastest, or the second fastest out of all those on the medium compound. Here is Becco in 7th place. He's posted a 1 minute 54, but that's by no means a representative lap time, so he'll be going again. Pimis is next up for Williams. He could do with a strong result here. He was 9th last week in Hungary. He's 7th so far in Q2 on a 26 dead. That's the slowest of all of those who have set a time on the medium compound in this session. Orange and Gamma in 11th. Well, I'll say he's 11th. He hasn't posted a lap time yet. Trying to get a bit of a toe off the Haas, who just goes to the sides, get out of the way of other drivers. Are there any other drivers who are looking to improve on their laps? Here's Orange and Gamma using all the curves at Vale. Can you get a nice exit out of club? The answer is he can. It's a 25.1, which is not too bad of a lap. Will that be enough for him to get into Q3 though? Dixon's on the medium compounds. Big Boss Bells further behind on the circuit is on the softs. But Dixon needs to try and get into the 1 minute 24s on the medium compounds, and it's a 24.9. So not a bad lap there from Dixon. Here's Big Boss Bells coming through. Beckett. And coming out of Chapel. 1 minute 1.9. It's not a very quick lap, to be honest with you, with what Big Boss Bells has set in. He's coming through now. There's a Williams going into the pit lane. And there's a Mercedes coming up behind. So Big Boss Bells posts a 25.1. That's very poor on the soft compound. Trimbar coming through for Mercedes. 24.8 puts him third. Jay Harnell next up for Red Bull, but he's not on a very quick lap at the moment, so he's just toying around, burning off a little bit of fuel before he goes again. Big Boss Bells spins coming out of the what looks like the loop, avoids the barrier on the outside, and he should be able to get going again from there. If you have just joined us, we do wish you to join us in the chat. Do feel free to ask any questions. So Jay Hartnell yet to post, well, he's posted a time of 1 minute 40.4, but that's not a representative one. He's out on his way again. How is he through Brooklands? Oh, he got on the brakes very hard and understeers there, so perhaps a little bit too late into Brooklands. Now he's having to make up all the time he can throughout the rest of the lap. There is a Ferrari ahead of him. That's Roman's Republic. Gets out of the way of the Red Bull who goes past. Now can Jay Hartnell. He wants to be in a 1 minute 1 by sector 2. It's a 1 minute 2.5, so he's well off from where he needs to be. He is on the mediums after all, but this is not going to be by any means a very quick lap. It may not even be faster than Pimis. So Jay Hartnell over the line. It's a 26.1. So he is slower than Pimis. He will most certainly need to go again. Becco is out on another lap in the AlphaTauri. Roman's Republic has just started his final lap. He's the driver at risk at the moment in 10th. So the 4 drivers in the drop zone are Pimis, Jay Hartnell, Becco and Mystic Joker. So Mystic Joker will be aiming for a 1 minute 25, a low 1 minute 25 ideally for him. He's usually a contender for going for pole position. Goes to the right hand side. Goes to the curbs at Maggots and Beckett. What is his sector 2 time like? It's a 1 minute 1.7. That's more like it actually from Mystic Joker. So we should see him possibly in the high 24s. The American is coming through now, past Vale, then into Club. This should be a very, very fast time here for him. It's a 24.8, so 3rd fastest for him. That should see him through. Here's the AlphaTauri of Becco. It's a 24.9 on the softs. That puts him 6th. That pushes Dean Phelan into the drop zone. He's out on a fast lap at the moment, is the Haas. Orange and Gamma is posted a 25.1 actually, so he stays in 10th. I think he's moved up to 10th actually with that time, so that's going to prompt those who are in the bottom 4 to go out on a set of softs. Dean Phelan half a second up through sector 2 from what he had set on the mediums. This is most certainly going to put him into the high 24s with this lap. How high will he go up? It's a 24.9. So that puts him 5th ahead of Mark. And that pushes Orange and Gamma into the drop zone. Orange and Gamma on a better lap than before. Pimis also on a better lap in the Williams. And he goes up to 9th with that time of a 25 flat. Orange and Gamma next up in the Ferrari. Nearly half a second up through sector 2 from what he had set earlier on the mediums. Roman's Republic is the driver at risk at the moment. Orange and Gamma crosses the line, goes up to 2nd. So Roman's Republic has been moved into the drop zone. Is he going to have enough time to get another set of softs on for a last attempt? He's got enough time to do it. I'm not sure if Pimis is going to have enough time to do it because he's got a time of which to go through the pit lane, get the change done, and then be out on his way again. So 3 minutes to go. The 4 drivers in the bottom 4 are Roman's Republic, Big Boss Bals, Harry and Jay Hartnell. Harry's just started his flying lap on the soft compound, so we'll stay with him. No, you want to be in the 27s by sector 1. It's a 26.8. So good luck so far for Harry, doing what he can. He just needs to make sure he keeps the car within the limits of the racetrack. Coming through the old pit straight. And then the right-hander of Cops. Oh, he went wide. And Harry's had to back out of it. because his lap has been invalidated. So he'll need to go again, saving as much fuel as he can. I think he's going to need to just stay out there now, to be honest with you, because he's not going to have enough time to make the change onto another set of softs before the checkered flag falls. So Harry comes back into the pit lane. There's Big Balls Bells, who's desperate to get out of the bottom four, and Harry has decided to accept defeat. He will not be going through to Q3. Jay Hartnell also on an outlap at the moment. Mark has started his final flying lap. He's still on the mediums as well, so he could potentially still be at risk of being pushed out here. Sprays over to the right hand side. It's a 26.9, 600s up from his previous best time in sector 1. Going through cops. And pushing far too hard there, Mark, so he'll be staying in 7th. Could even push down to, maybe down as low as 10th if he's unlucky. But the good news for him actually is that Becco's not going to be improving his time, so that might save Mark from being eliminated here. Big Boss Bells is on a lap in the racing point. It's not very quick. It's still faster than what it was set before, but he needs a 1 minute 24 ideally. Oh, he's lost it. He nearly lost it. He stays 12th on the 25.1, but that is his session over. So Big Balls Bells is out of qualifying. Jay Hartnell, what can he produce on the softs? Half second up from before, but he will remain 14th. So this is between Romans Republic and Plymouth to join Big Balls Bells, Harry and Jay Hartnell as the 4 eliminated drivers from Q2. Romans Republic is on a better time than before. It just needs to be a 10th faster than Plymouth. And he goes faster than Plymouth. He goes up to 4th. So Plymouth has been pushed out of qualifying. Romans Republic makes it through to Q3. And Dixon also backing out of it because he knows that he is now safe from elimination. Smalley doing likewise. But yeah, Plymouth will be very gutted to be eliminated there, as is Big Balls Bells. Now, Big Balls Bells, who has started in the top 5 in Hungary last week. Yeah, so Big Balls Bells qualified 4th last time out in Hungary last week. But he won't be starting there today. He'll start 12th on the grid. So rundown on that Q2 session. So Plymouth, Big Boss Bells, Harry and Jay Hartnell are your drivers who are out. The top 10 go through to the shootout. So the ones who are going to be starting the race on the mediums are Smalley, Mystic Joker, Turin Bar, Mark and Dixon. So 12 more minutes to decide qualifying. This time it's for pole position. And who will start where inside the top 10? We'll find out later in once the checker flag falls. So it's hard to see some drivers making their way out onto the racetrack now. You see Becco's already made his way out there, as is Smalley, Lezard, Rome's Republic, Mark, and there's a Haas also in there, which is Dean Phelan. So it's a very busy racetrack right now. We've got Turenbar exiting the pit lane, as is the other Ferrari of Orange and Gamut. Mr. Joker, the only driver not to head out yet. Mr. Joker may decide to just go for the one run in Q3. Now, those who make it through to Q3 are given an extra set of the soft compound. Here's Mark. Locking up into Vale there as he prepares to start his first Q3 lap. Can he be a contender for pole position in the number 88 Racing Point? Now Mr. Joker is making his way out onto the racetrack now in the Renault. Just going to make sure he does not get in the way of other drivers. So Mark needs to be the 26s, 26-8. So Mark coming through Cops now. What is he going to produce by Sector 2? He wants to be in the 1 minute 1 to be in the play for P1. It's a 1 minute 1.3. I think that's probably the best time by that stage of the lap throughout qualifying so far. Can Mark convert what he has set so far into a really solid lap time here? I think if you're going to see a pole position, it's going to be in a high 23 from what we've seen throughout qualifying. Mark crosses over the line, it's 24.5. I can imagine you've lost time in the final set. So Leslie goes fast, he's on the 24.1. So nearly 4 tenths faster than Mark. Becco third on a 24.7. And then we've got Ferrari next up, which is Roman's Republic, 25.0. 4th fastest for him. Dixon back in the pits as Mr. Joker wants to start his first fine lap. Could be his only fine lap of the session. Turenbar going second on a 24.5. That is 4 hundredths faster than Mark. So Turenbar going on to the front row of the grid. Smalley not on a very fast lap, to be honest with you. Dean Phelan's had his lap time invalidated for exceeding track limits. So we go to Mystic Joker. Going through Brooklyn, so it's 26.7 on the timing pages. Coming out of Luffield through Woodcote. And then coming towards Cops. So Orange and Gamma with his lap time that puts him second on a 24.4. So Orange and Gamma joining Lesson on the front row at the moment. But Mr. Joker, you had that downshift then, didn't you? as he turned into Beckett. It's a 1 minute 1.4 on this lap, so he could maybe go to the front row. He can find enough time in sector 3. Now Mr. Joker coming through club and onto the Hamilton straight. What lap time is it? It's a 24.4, and he goes third. 4 thousandths away from Origin Gamma's lap time in P2. So Origin Gamma coming back into the pits. Mystic Joker, you can imagine, will do so likewise. And so the drivers will be anticipating the last couple of minutes to complete their last runs. Dixon is out on the circuit. He had a lap time that wasn't very quick, hence why he came back into the pit straight away. And now he's out on the circuit on his out lap. And so we'll have an opportunity to watch him whilst the others prepare for their second and last runs. At least he's got a gap in the traffic. Although, having said that, a Racing Point is just coming out of the pits now. So I wonder if by the time he does get onto the Hamilton straight, how many other cars are going to be potentially in his way, or he's going to need to make his way round without being hindered. There is a Ferrari making his way out onto the racetrack now. And Dixon's safe from it. So Dixon will have a clean lap without being held up by any other drivers. He needs to be ideally in a 26.7 or a 26.8 in sector 1. Rear wing open on the McLaren. Let's see what the lap time is. It's a 26.7. So far so good for Dixon. Oh, he got onto the grass there into the left field, which compromised his entry. Now, how much time did he lose? Because the thing is, with Luffield, you can go out wide, but you can gain more acceleration down onto the start-finish straight. Beko will not be setting another lap time in Q3, so his qualifying is over. He's currently 6th, is the Bulgarian. Dixon using all the curbs on the inside of Beckett and the outside of Chapel, or the inside of Chapel. It's still a good lap so far for Dixon, so can he go possibly on the front row? If not, it's likely to be 4th. So Dixon coming through club on onto the Hamilton straight. It's a 24.3, goes to the front row of the grid. Very nice lap there from Dixon. Now what the others have got to respond. Mark is now on a flying lap in the Racing Point. He's over a 10th up from what he had set earlier on. So this is a good time so far from Mark. Using the outside curb. Let's see what he's like through sector 2. Not pushing too hard. It's a 1 minute 1.1. 2 tenths up from what he had set on his previous lap by that point of the circuit. Remember, he did lose time in the final sector whilst he was pushing hard. Oh, he's compromised his line through Stowe, and I don't think he's going to improve on this occasion. Has he got enough time to get round before the checker flag after he makes his change of tyres? Probably needs to come back in to put some fuel in. But Romans Republic, 8th fastest for him. He needs to be doing better than that with the lap time he had set. 2 tenths up from what he had set before. So I can only see him going ahead in front of Beko if he can find enough time between now and the end of the lap. Now can the Slovakian come through Vale? Club, sorry. It's a 24.6. It goes ahead of Beko into 7th place. So not a bad lap there from Romans Republic. Now, who is on a flying lap at the moment? Doesn't appear to be anyone on a flying lap. There are 3 drivers on out laps at the moment. They are Lezard, Orange and Gamma, and Dean Phelan. So Orange and Gamma will be the next driver to start a flying lap, unless Roman's Republic is going again. No, he's not. You can tell because if you look on the ERS, or the number next to where the ERS is on the dashboard on the bottom right, if a driver has it on 0, the likelihood is he's not on a fast lap. Whereas if we've got a driver like Orange and Gamma, who is currently on an out lap at the moment, so it's still on 0, but by the time he begins his flying lap, he'll change the ERS mode to 2, which is hot lap. So Orange and Gamma just timing his run. So he's coming round. You can see there the numbers changed to 2 next to where the ERS zone is now. So, or the ERS mode on the dash. So Orange and Gamma looking to improve on P3, or at least improve his time in case others do better their laps. So he needs to try and be in a 26.7 or 26.8 by the end of sector 1. It's a 26.6. That's the fastest we've seen so far. So he's nearly 2 tenths up from what he'd set before. So Orange and Gamma, providing he doesn't lose any time by running too wide or pushing too hard, he may just snatch pole position away from Lezard. So coming through Cox, very nicely done, very smooth. And then coming through Maggots, and then Beckett. Nice amount of curve there. It's a 1 minute 1.0. 3 tenths up from what he had set before. As it stands, he would go to P1, which would most certainly put Lezard under pressure. In fact, Lezard's right behind him, so we'll go straight to Lezard once Orange and Gamma has completed his latest lap time. Orange and Gamma coming through Vale and then Club over the finish line. It's a 24.0, goes to provisional pole position. What about Lezard? He's missed out by half a tenth. So Orange and Gamma, providing Mystic Joker and Turin don't improve too much, Orange and Gamma will start the British Grand Prix on pole position. Mystic Joker, I thought he wouldn't do another run, considering the timing of which. In fact, Smolly's gone to pole position now. So Smolly's on pole position by 4 tenths. 4 tenths is the margin. So Smolly's taking pole position away from Orange and Gamma. Commiserations to the Ferrari team, because Orange and Gamma's lap time was splendid, but Smolly's was even better. Turinbar crossing over the line to go 5th with his latest lap. So Smolly on pole position for the British Grand Prix. Orange and Gamma is in 2nd place. Lezard nearly half a second away from the pole position lap time. Mark will start 4th in the Racing Point. Turinbar will be 5th. Mystic Joker next to him on row 3. Dixon and Roman's Republic make up row 4. Dixon will be quite disappointed with where he's ended up. Becco is 9th ahead of Dean Phelan, who round out the top 10. I'm really looking forward to this, particularly the start of this race. Now, Abbey has been quite a corner at the start. They've seen so many drivers spinning off or collisions actually happening. So please do not go anywhere. The race is only moments away. So the drivers are completing their fuel and race strategies, and in 10 seconds time, the formation lap will get underway for round 6 of the Tier 1 category within the Formula Racing League. There are 7 rounds to go in this championship after Great Britain. I'm just looking at the race calendar. So after Silverstone, it's Austin in the USA, then it's Sochi, followed by the Red Bull Ring, then Mexico, Singapore, Paul Ricard in France, and then the season concludes in Abu Dhabi on the 20th of July. That's for tiers 1 to 3. Now, there is a 4th tier in the Formula Racing League. They contest on Sundays, by which then the F1 2021 game will be officially released, which will give the drivers an opportunity to explore and acclimatise to, whilst the championship is being set up for the Formula Racing League. So we're going to have a look at who is starting on what. Now I can tell you most of the drivers are starting on mediums. The only drivers starting on the soft compound, well, in the top 10, you've got Orange and Gamma, Lezard, Romans Republic, and Becco, and Dean Phelan actually as well. They're all starting on the softs. The only driver starting on the softs outside the top 10 is Big Balls Bells. So we'll be back in a moment. So the drivers return to the grid. Can Smalley finally get his first victory of the season? Lezard has won every single race so far, a lead of 101 points going into this race over Turin Bar, who is 2 points ahead of Mystic Joker, who is third. So everyone is now on the grid, waiting those 5 red lights to come on, and when they go out, the British Grand Prix will be underway in the Tier 1 category of the Formula Racing League. Lights out, and away we go. Smalley gets off the line. Poorly, in fact. Orange Gamma gets the jump on him, so Orange Gamma takes the lead at the start as they enter Abbey for the first time. And Lezard gets in on the outs and goes up into second place. Round the outside goes Lezard as they enter Village. Smalley gets the lead back almost, but Orange Gamma has got back the lead, and we've got a safety car already because we've got drivers with damage to their cars. I think Luna Scari is one of them who's got damage, as is Harry. Now, one driver who actually jumped the start was, I think it was Becco that jumped the start. Yes, it was. So Becco will need to pit in after the safety car to serve that drive-through penalty. That's a huge shame because he started inside the top 10. He had a good chance of some points, but was just too eager to move before the lights went out. And in fact, Orange and Gamma's got a time penalty of his own. 5 seconds it is. Now, I think that must be for a collision with someone under the safety car. It's very, very bizarre. But I suppose for those at the back, Luna Scari and Harry, they can take their 5-second penalties under the safety car, get their front wings replaced, and catch up to the back of the field again. So Orange and Gamma in front, getting the jump on Smalley at the start. Lezard in third place again. Mark is fourth, head of Turin Bar. Dixon getting the jump on Mixed Joker at the start. Dean Phelan is 8th. Romans Republic got a poor start. He's down to 9th place. And Becco is coming into the pits. Or sorry, no, he's not. It's Big Balls Bells is coming into the pit. Now, did Big Balls Bells pick up damage at the start? Pimis is also in for Williams, Liverpool fan for McLaren, Luna Ascari for Alfa Romeo, and Harry for Renault. I think all of them must do. I think, or is Harry? In fact, no. Big Balls Bells doesn't have any damage. He just wants to go onto the hard tyres, so he doesn't have to pit again between now and the end of the race. That's an interesting race strategy for the Big Balls Bells. So Luna Ascari and Harry have served their penalties. They've got their front wings replaced, I should say, and they're back out on circuit again. So Orange and Gamma is in the lead, but he's got 5 seconds to serve, which he'll have to take his first pit stop. Now, because all those who have pitted have gone onto the hard tyres, they can go to the end of the race if they wanted to. Now, it's unknown as to how long the safety car will stay out there for. So Orange Gamma is in the lead with Smalley second. I suppose with him being on the soft tyres, that's probably what gave him the edge at the start to get in front of Smalley before they got into Abbey for the first time. Lezard will be thinking about what to do on the restart because he'll want to try and get in front of Smalley and Orange Gamma as soon as he can before his soft tyres do go away. I think if he's going to win this race, he'll need to try and complete an undercut on those drivers. Rome's Republic is coming into the pits. Don't think he's picked up damage. I think he's going to go on to a set of the hard tyres. So Rome's Republic thinking that whilst the safety car is out there, he'll go to the back of the field, but he can go to the end of the race on those. So whilst we've got one Ferrari at the back of the field, we'll be hoping to make a good recovery drive from there. The other is leading the pack. Now Orange and Gamma, who hasn't had the best of luck this season. So Orange and Gamma only picking up 30 points so far in this championship. He came home 11th last week at the Hungarian Grand Prix. So looking at his race results this season, so Orange and Gamma's had a 12th, a non-finish, a 4th, and then the 4th race of the season he didn't take part, and the 5th race of the season he finished 11th there. So he's had quite a mediocre start to the season, but he's not quite having a mediocre start to this race. This is going to be by far his best chance to take victory here, and the safety car is going to be coming in at the end of this lap. Now, when will Orange and Gamma decide to go? Remember, he's got that 5-second time penalty, which he'll need to serve at his next pit stop because he's not pitted in this race yet. So it's inevitable he will be serving that 5 seconds. He's pulled clear from Smalley. That's a nice restart there from Orange and Gamma. And so he's away and leads the field at the end of lap 3. Smalley in second place ahead of Lezard. Then it's Mark, followed by Mystic Dixon and Mystic Joker. Dean Phelan is 8th for Haas. Becco in 9th and Infinite Glory in 10th place. Now, the thing is with Becco, he'll need to pit in within the next 2 laps to serve that drive-through penalty, or he will be disqualified from the race. And the amount of time you do lose by going through the pit lane is a lot here at Silverstone. And considering that we've just been under a safety car, it's not ideal either. He'll fall to the back of the field for sure. The Softar getting ahead of SpongeBob. So Softar, who missed the beginning of qualifying, hence he wasn't able to advance into Q2, gets ahead of the Williams to put his Alfa Romeo up into 12th place. Next up from him is the Red Bull of Jay Hartnell. Further behind, we've got Liverpool fan trying to make a move on the Williams of Plymouth. There's no DRS for the first 2 laps of the restart. Now those at the back of the field will be thinking more ahead. Oh, someone's gone for a spin. It's Dean Phelan who's crashed out. He's crashed out on the exit of Chapel, and we've got it's a virtual safety car this time, but Dean Phelan has lost it on the exit of Chapel, and is the first driver to retire from this race. Not sure exactly what happened. He must have caught the curb on the outside, got out of shape, and hit the wall on the outside, and that's him out of the British Grand Prix. Now, when will Orange and Gamma choose to come in? Now, Becco will be needing to take that drive-through penalty. He couldn't take it on this lap because of the virtual safety car. So he may get the benefit. Oh, and he's got another one. Becco's got another drive-through penalty now for speeding under the virtual safety car. So he's got 2 drive-through penalties that the Bulgarian will need to take. And Smalley's going in front of Orange and Gamma now. Down the inside as they enter Brooklands. And Smalley going to the outside as they enter Lovefield now. And Smalley gets through into the lead of the British Grand Prix. So Smalley now in front of the Ferrari. Gets back the lead that he had lost at the start. Orange and Gamma are going to need to try and go defensive here. And we've got a collision at the back. Not sure who it is. We're going back to the front then because Orange and Gamma has lost second place now to Lezard. So not sure what's happening to Orange and Gamma. Is his tyres going off at this stage? Not quite sure, but either way, it's not good news for him at the moment as Schurenbar closes in on Mark for 4th position. Dixon in 5th place ahead of Mystic Joker. Becco, who will now have to serve 2 drive-through penalties in this race, is in 8th place. So he's coming in now. And who's in the pits there? It's Orange and Gamma. So Orange and Gamma deciding that he wants to get rid of those soft tyres. That may be a wise move. Or has he got a drive-through penalty as well? I think Mr. Joke... I think Orange and Gamma may have a drive-through penalty as well. So Orange and Gamma's had a wretched lap or so. And he's going to the back of the field as well. That's such a shame for Orange and Gamma. Speeding under the virtual safety car, I think. That's why he's dropped so far back. We've got a collision down at turn 1. Looks like one of the Williams has gone for a spin. It's SpongeBob. So SpongeBob's gone round in the Williams. And he's fallen to the back of the field as well. Has he picked up damage? But not by the looks of it. So Lezard in 2nd place now behind Smalley as DRS has been enabled. So we've got an opportunity to see how Lezard gets on. Can he use DRS to his advantage and get in front of the Red Bull? You can see Dan Murphy moving up to 9th place out of Jay Hartnell. So Dan Murphy making up great progress from the back of the grid. Now Lezard thinking about going for the lead, but not quite so yet. Now, will he try and complete an undercut on Smalley, or will he try and get past him now at this stage? Mr. Joker in 6th place as before way battle for 3rd now between Mark, Schurenbar, Dixon, and Mr. Joker, and all 4 of them are on the mediums. Softar in 8th place, continuing his brilliant drive from the back of the grid. Dan Murphy is 9th. Big Boss Bell's 10th. And, oh, someone else has gone off. It's Mystic Joker. Mr. Joker's gone off at farm this time. So, both Renaults have been in the wars today. So, Mystic Joker ruins his chances. Oh, he can't go across like that. No, I'm sorry, you can't do that yet. So, Mr. Joker has got a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He's got damage to his front wing as well, to add insult to injury. I know he's trying to get out of the way of other cars, but he can't go across the track like that. I'm sorry, but that's not allowed. Becco in the pits to serve his 2nd drive-through penalty. Now he's got to be praying for a safety car at this point. Going back to the front as Lezard puts Smalley under pressure, or tries to put him under pressure. He runs out wide on the exit of Beckett's and through Chapel. Rear wing open, right on board with him now. Which way will he go? He'll go to the inside as they enter Stowe. Does Lezard go into the lead? No, he doesn't do there. Smalley fights back, gets a nice exit out of Stowe. We've got Chirumbar in 4th place, behind Mark, with Dixon now up to 5th. Nathan McGlory in 6th place. There's Dan Murphy in 8th as well. Lezard posted a new fastest lap now, 1 minute 28.1. It's only a matter of time before he does get past the Red Bull, to be quite honest with you. Going to the inside as they enter Village. The two make contact. They keep it clean. So Lezard looking to get past with DRS on the Wellington straight. And we've got Mystic Joker in the pits now for Renault. Will he decide to carry on? Because he's got that 10-second time penalty to serve as well. He'll probably fall behind Becco once he rejoins. Yeah, he will fall behind Becco. Seeing from McGowan getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That'll be for exceeding track limits. Mark, likewise. Liverpool fan also has a 3-second time penalty they picked up a lap ago. Now, Lezard still not being able to get the move done. Chirumbar may be able to get the move done on the racing point of Mark. Round the outside he goes. And brilliant driving there from Chirumbar. Can he get the move done before Vale? He can. Slams the door shot on Mark. And that's the Mercedes up into 3rd place now. Great driving there from the Greek. Dixon now getting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits too many times. This is going to play into other drivers' hands at the moment, with the time penalty being dished out. Lezard going to the inside of Smalley on the Wellington straight, and he's finally through into the lead. So Lezard back in familiar territory ahead of Smalley, but for how long? Because Smalley's tyres will be in better condition at this stage than Lezard's is, because Lezard's been on those soft tyres since the start. Smalley's been on the medium since the start as well. So surely by this point, Smalley's tyres will be coming into their own window until Lezard decides to pit in. So we could see the two swapping positions again at Stowe. Rear wing open on the Red Bull. He's not using his ERS though to try and get past his Smalley, so he will stay in 2nd for now. Dixon behind Mark in 5th place. In from McGlory, about to lose a position to Sufdar. Got out of shape, I think, on the exit of Chapel. So Sufdar continuing a brilliant race in the Alfa Romeo, go up into what was 6th place, which will become 5th, because Lezard is now in the pits for AlphaTauri. Well, where will he come back out? He'll rejoin behind those who are on the hard tyres. He came in for the hard tyres. Oh, there's a bit of a slow stop there. It may just be a glitch, actually. And someone spun. It's Infinite Glory who spun on the exit of Village. Not Village, sorry, it's Farm he's gone off. Now he needs to be careful. Goes through the polystyrene boards. Oh, he nearly lost it there as he rejoined. At least he didn't bring out a safety car as a result of it. So Lezard rejoins in 17th place behind Orange and Gamma. So Orange and Gamma going past the Williams of Swantrop. And Lezard will be closing in behind as well. Now, Smalley in the lead on the mediums. Dixon getting past Mark. Now Mark spun at Beckett's this time. So Mark has spun round. And Lezard's got a time penalty now for exceeding track limits. That throws another spanner into the mix. Harry goes past Mark. And I think Pimmers is going to do likewise because Mark is only just getting his racing point up to speed. Or they might just keep hold of that position as they enter Stowe, which he does. So Mark dropping down all the way to 9th place. So that promotes Safdar up to 4th now behind Dixon. And Dan Murphy up to 5th as well in the house. He's had a brilliant drive so far. Once again, head of SpongeBob now into 16th position. Won't be too long before he gets onto the gearbox of Orange and Gamma as well. So Dixon looking to close in on the Mercedes. He needs a good result here, does Dixon really. Safdar having a fine season so far, it has to be said, in the Alfa Romeo. 4th in the driver's standings on 72 points. He won't go any higher than that by the end of this. Or he could go higher than that at the end of this. He could potentially maybe try and go up to 2nd in the championship. He's got no time penalty to his name so far in this one, which could play into his hands by the checker flag. SpongeBob now gain a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. With Dixon now getting a fastest lap, setting a new fastest lap. Flying so far in the McLaren shows that the McLaren has got good pace and tyres are in good condition as well. Harry in the Renault, who pitted under the safety car after damage, has worked his way up to 8th place, which I think will become 7th once he gets past the Red Bull of Jay Hartnell, who hasn't been very, very quick in this race, it has to be said. But Harry is down the inside on the Wellington straight, and he goes off into 7th place. That wasn't a very difficult move to pull off, to be quite honest with you. Dixon looking to get past Turenbart for 2nd. And Mark, nearly going. Well, they're going side by side with the Red Bull of Jay Hartnell as they enter Maggots. He just got through by the narrowest of margins. And as they're getting past Luna Ascari as well. And he's all over the back of the Mercedes of Infinite Glory and goes through. So Lizard making his way back through the field. Mark getting ahead of Jay Hartnell again. Liverpool fan nearly about to lose a place to Romans Republic as well. Dixon in 3rd place now behind Turenbart. Still in 3rd, 8 tenths behind him, so he'll use the DRS on the Wellington straight. Becco getting a 3-second time penalty. That just compounds it even more now, doesn't it? We've got Orange and Gamma at the back of the field in 17th. So Liverpool fan getting ahead of Jay Hartnell into 10th place. Joker now ahead of Becco, who comes into the pits. I think Becco may call it a day, to be honest with you, although he's on the soft compound. Oh, and someone spun. It's is it Liverpool fan who's gone for a spin? It is. Into the gravel at Cops. Now, has he picked up damage? I think he has on the left-hand side, you know. Yeah, he has. So he'll need to come into the pits. Get another set of boots on and a new front wing. Romans Republic now ahead of Jay Hartnell into 10th place. Pimmers has also got past him into 9th. Dixon all over the back of Turenbart now. There is Becco, who's ghosted and the lap down. Now, can Dixon get the job done on the Mercedes and go up into second place before they pit in? And so it's going to be another couple of laps before the drivers on the mediums do come in for their stop. So this is going to allow Big Balls Bells to take the lead. And we've got someone off at turn 2. It's SpongeBob this time at Farm. He rejoins without trouble. So Dixon, can he go past the Mercedes into second on the hanger straight? And I think SpongeBob's just let the McLaren go through there. That's a Liverpool fan. So Dixon looking to get past Turinbar for second place. And Dan Murphy now ahead of Safdar. So Dan Murphy making his way through the field, up to fourth place from the back of the grid. And Dixon's in the pits. So Dixon is the first of the drivers. Oh no, it's Turinbar, sorry. Turinbar in the pits for Mercedes. And Safdar's in as well. Now I would assume they're going to go onto the soft compound to the end of the race. Big Balls Bells will go past both of them into fourth place. He's not got a time penalty to his name as well. So Big Balls Bells has actually got a genuine opportunity to win this race now. And as they're going through, he's in 7th place on the leaderboard. And I think Turinbar will rejoin in 13th place. Safdar will rejoin in 14th. And Liverpool fan has called it a day, and he's out. So the second driver to pull out of this one. So Lezard fighting his way through the field in 7th place. 2.5 seconds behind Mark, who's yet to pit. And someone has... There was a yellow flag for a moment. I think it was because of Liverpool fan who's retired in the pits. So Smalley's yet to pit in, as does Dixon and Murphy. So Murphy's in the pits now as I speak. He's going to go on to the soft compound for the final 11 laps of this race. Big Balls Bells goes through, as does Harry. Mark, likewise. And as it goes past, Turinbar will go through, and I think Safdar should make his way past those guys. You can just see a battle there between Jay Hartnell and Luna Sky over what is now 10th place. And Luna Sky gets down the inside. Brilliant move into Abbey. That was a brilliant, brave manoeuvre there from Luna to get past, and she goes up into the points. Well, I say the points. The top 15 drivers score points in the Formula Racing League for tiers 1, 2, 3 and 4. You get 40 points for the race win, 32 for second, 30, I think it's 26 for third, or 28 for third, or something like that. Right all the way down to 15th place, who would get 1 point. Infinite Glory has just been in the pits, I think, actually, and he's rejoining 15th place behind Orange and Gamut. So Smalley in the pits now for Red Bull, for his only stop of the race. He'll fall behind Lezard, but he'll be on better tyres, as will Dixon. So all of this is going to allow Big Balls Bells to take the lead of the British Grand Prix. We've got a spinner at the back. It's SpongeBob who's spun round in the Williams again, this time on the Hamilton straight, and he's damaged his front wing for good measure. So Smalley's completed his stop now. Dixon has completed his stop for McLaren. Mark is also in for Racing Point. So Big Balls Bells is now leading the British Grand Prix. Harry in second place, then Lezard in third. Romans Republic, I think, will go up ahead of Smalley, will he? No, Smalley gets out ahead of him. That's crucial. So Smalley gets out in front of the Ferrari of Romans Republic. Safdar with a new fastest lap, a 1 minute 27.3. He's currently 11th on the soft tyres. So Lezard needs to get a move on here because Smalley is on better tyres than him at this stage of the race now. So Big Balls Bells making good use of those hard tyres since the restart. He's got a back marker ahead of him. May even get to use the DRS as he exits. And I think SpongeBob, he's got damage to his front wing as well, so I can imagine he'll be pitting it at the end of this lap and maybe calling it a day as well because he's so far behind everyone else. Linear Ascari getting a 3-second time penalty now. And that's the first 3 seconds of the race, it is, yeah. So SpongeBob comes back into the pits. We'll find out in a moment whether he decides to call it a day in the Williams. 9 laps remaining. Big Balls Bells with it. He's setting a 1 minute 28.5. And Harry in second, chasing him. And he's got Lezard and Smalley breathing him down as well. Turinbar with a new fastest lap, a 1 minute 27.2. He's right behind Roman's Republic now. Dan Murphy with a new fastest lap. And the other Williams has spun, I think. Oh, it's SpongeBob. He's just retired in the pits, actually. So he's the third driver to pull out. And Turinbar, oh, he nearly lost it coming out of the loop. That's going to cost him time. He'll fall back into the clutches of Pimis. So Smalley catching Lezard at a rate of knots right now. In fact, Lezard's time penalty is going to cost him quite dearly, actually. And Harry's time penalty is not going to see him in front of Big Balls Bells. So Big Balls Bells has actually got a great chance to actually win this race now. Because even if Lezard was to get in front of him, Lezard would need to pull out a 3-second margin. Now Turinbar all over the back of Roman's Republic. DRS open on the hanger straight. Does he get the move done before Stowe? The answer is yes. So Turinbar goes up to 5th and can go after Smalley and Lezard. Dixon in 7th place behind the Ferrari. Smalley with a new fastest lap of 1 minute 26 dead. That'll help him catch Lezard in front. He's now within DRS range to get closer to him with the extra speed via the DRS. And Lezard closing in on Harry as well. 1.5 seconds behind him he is. Now, how long will it be before Turinbar closes in on the leaders as Dixon gets past Roman's Republic to move up to 6th place now in the McLaren. Pimis is next behind, although Dan Murphy is on better tyres than Pimis at this stage. Now, Dan Murphy, every race so far this season, he started at the back and he's finished inside the top 7 at each race he's done. So looking at his record, Dan Murphy has had a 5th place finish. I'll say every race he's finished inside the top 7. Monaco was the only anomaly in there. He finished 15th, but still scored a point from that nevertheless. Oh, he's got a 3-second time penalty now as Dan Murphy, which won't help his cause. Safdar close behind in 10th place. Linear Ascari on course to get more points as well. Finished 9th in the 3rd race of the season at Zandvoort. Didn't finish in Monaco. And last week in Hungary, she was a lowly 15th, I believe. Yeah, she was 15th in... and Mark's out. Mark's retired in the racing point. Now, what's happened is he's into the pits. And he's calling it a day. We knew he didn't have a genuine chance of going for victory, but I'm actually surprised he's decided to call it quits now. So Mark becomes the 4th retirement from this race. Lezard now behind the Renault of Harry. Can he get the job done before Smalley closes in? He needs to do it now, really, to give himself that buffer. Rear wing open on the AlphaTauri. Goes to the outside. Harry can't really go defensive on this occasion. And Lezard gets up to 2nd place now. Big Balls Bells next up. He's not only got 6 laps to catch him, but he's got 6 laps to get in front of him and pull out a 3-second margin on him. Now Harry is still within DRS range of Lezard, so he might try and have a go back, or at least use it to fend off the Red Bull of... I was going to say the Red Bull of Smalley behind, and Pimis is also in the pits for Williams. Is he going to go for the fastest lap, perhaps? But Smalley hasn't got in front of Harry just yet. And here's Lezard now in 2nd place. Still very much in play for the race victory, but he needs to get the hammer down, as does Smalley, if either of them are going to win this race. Pimis rejoins in 13th, behind Orange and Gamma and Infinite Glory. Smalley looking to try and get the job done before Maggots. Now into Beckett's they go. Can Smalley use the DRS? He can, but Harry's using it as well. I think Smalley's going to try and get the job done though, and so Stoke-Collie goes to the inside. Oh, they nearly came together, but they kept it clean. Now Smalley's still in play, goes to the outside as they come through Vale now. Has Smalley got the job done as he goes round the outside? Yes, he has! Smalley gets through up into 3rd place. Next man up from him is Lezard. And Lezard's now 2 seconds adrift of Big Boss Bowles. So the fight for the victory is well and truly on. Dixon in 6th place behind Turenbar. Dixon has a time penalty to his name. Turenbar does not. So they're both coming through. Aintree now, DRS open on the McLaren. I'm not sure Dixon's going to have enough in hand to have a go into Brooklands, and so he sits behind. Here's Harry, despite being passed by the Red Bull. He's well and truly clear at the moment of 5th place Turenbar, whose tyres will be beginning to go off as we speak. Lezard now 1 second behind Big Boss Bells, but he's not close enough to use the DRS just yet. He runs wide on the exit of Beckett's. You can tell how hard he's pushing. He needs to get the job done on Big Boss Bells as soon as he can, so he can try and pull out a huge, huge margin. Well, say a huge margin, it's 3 seconds, but it feels like a huge margin to make up between now and the end of the race. 4 laps remaining then. Big Boss Bells still leads. There's Lezard 2nd, Smalley 3rd, Harry 4th. Turenbar in 5th place ahead of Dixon. Now, there's Pimis, who is on his first set of sauce, looking to catch Orange and Gamma and Infinite Glory. Now Lezard looks to... He won't do it into Brooklyn, so I think his best chance is going to be on the hanger straight. He just needs to stay within touching distance of him, get onto the gearbox of the racing point as they go through Shuffle, DRS open, and that should be a change of lead. And there's a change of for 5th position as Turenbar and Dixon keep swapping places. They go side by side into Cops, and Turenbar gets back 5th position from the McLaren. Now this is helping Harry actually, because Harry is carrying a 3-second time penalty. Turenbar is 4.5 seconds behind him, so as it stands, Harry would still finish. Oh, and there's an incident in sector 2. Is that Dixon has gone for a spin? I think it is. So Dixon's had a moment in the Maggots-Beckett's complex, and he's lost time and possibly a position to Rome's Republic. And Big Boss Bells has lost the lead now to Lezard, so Lezard gets in front of the racing point. We didn't quite see it. We didn't quite see the move, but we've seen the result of it. And Lezard is now into the lead of the British Grand Prix. Smalley in 3rd place at the moment behind Big Boss Bells. How long will it be before he gets past the pink-coloured Racing Point car? Big Boss Bells has had a brilliant race, considering he was knocked out in Q2. Had free choice of what tyres to start the race on. He started the race on the, I think it was the softs he came in for. He started the race on. He went on to the hards during the safety car, and he's been out there ever since. Brilliant stuff from him. Smalley behind in third place. Now Lessard needs to get on with this really, because he's got a 3 second three second gap to make up. He's got over a couple of laps to make up another 1.5 seconds on Big Balls Bells and Smalley as well, actually, as Smalley goes to the inside, passing the racing point, and that's second place now for Smalley. So Smalley back in play for the race win now. So Lessard's 100% winning start to the season is very much on the line. He needs to pull out some very, very quick laps if he's to come away with 6 victories out of 6. So 2 laps remaining. I have to say, in terms of tyre wear, I think they're both round about the same. Because Smalley has been on his softs for 7 laps now. Lessard has been on mediums that are 14 laps old. Dan Murphy now ahead of Roman's Republic into 7th place. Roman's Republic beginning to drop back now as Safdar and, well, I say Lunar Sky, but Lunar Sky is another 10 seconds adrift. The battle for 12th place rages on between Infinite Glory and Pimis. So Lesson got over a lap remaining now, and Smalley's got... He's not close enough to use the DRS, but he doesn't even need to pass Lessard. And Pimis now ahead of Infinite Glory into 12th place on his first set of softs. Next one up from him is Orange and Gamma, who's a couple of seconds ahead. So the leaders now begin the final lap of the race very, very shortly. So who's going to come away with the victory here? Is it going to be Smalley or is it going to be Lessard? Now, as it stands, with Lessard's time penalty, would drop in to 2nd place. And Jay Hartnell's retired. He's crashed out on the exit of Cops. So Jay Hartnell's race comes to an end so close to the checker flag as well. He won't be scoring any points today. And the drivers are coming through now, so Lessard is just going to have to hope for a mistake from Smalley to take this race victory. You can see Jay Hartnell pointing the wrong way with the front left suspension completely wrecked. As they come through now, the hanger straight for the last time. Lessard has done everything he can, but he's going to finish 2nd best on this occasion. Smalley will inherit the victory once the time penalties have been applied. Through Vale they go, and Club. Lessard takes the checker flag, but it's Smalley who takes the British Grand Prix victory for Red Bull. So Lessard's run of victories is over. Smalley takes his first victory of the season. Lessard in 2nd place with the time penalties added. Big Boss Bells is 3rd. Turenbar is 4th, ahead of Harry in a satisfying 5th place, considering where he had ended up on the first lap with that front wing damage with Lunar Ascari. Dixon comes home 6th ahead of Roman's Republic. Then it's Safdar ahead of Dan Murphy. And then a long way back is Lunar Ascari, who will finish well ahead in 10th place. Well done to her, actually, considering where she ended up in qualifying and the instance of which she was involved in the race. Dan Murphy getting more points from the back of the grid in 9th. Lunar Ascari 10th. Orange Gamma in 11th place. Pimis in 12th. And it's Infinite Glory, Mystic Joker, and Becco will take the final point in 15th place. But Smalley, who took pole position by some margin as well, you can't say he doesn't deserve it. Didn't get off to the best of starts when Orange and Gamma got through on him, but once Orange and Gamma's drive-through penalty came around, that was when he was able to push and challenge Lezard for the victory, which he was able to do so. Didn't need to get past him on the track, but he did everything he needed to have done to take the 40 points, plus the point for the pole position, away from Silverstone. Now, with Lezard finishing second, Bar coming home in fourth place. Now, the difference between finishing second is 32 points. I'm just trying to get the format up in terms of the points. So here we go. So second place gets you 32 points, and a driver finishes fourth gets 20. Now, with Mystic Joker finishing well down the order in, I think it was 14th place he ended up, Lezard still extends his lead at the top of the championship. And then the gap between him and Bar has been extended by quite some way. So Smalley takes the British Grand Prix, his first victory of the season. Lezard, for the first time, does not take victory. He comes home in second place instead with the time penalty added. Big Boss Bells, a brilliant third place from 12th on the grid. Excellent strategy from him. Bar, fourth for Mercedes. That's not a bad effort. Harry in fifth for Renault. Great drive from him. Then it's Dixon ahead of Rome's Republic. Safdar from the back of the grid to 8th. Excellent drive from him. Dan Murphy, likewise, from 19th to 9th. Luminous Scary picking up more points for Alfa Romeo in 10th. Orange and Gamma 11th. Very disappointing from him considering where he qualified. Pimis was 12th. Another disappointing race from him. Infinite Glory 13th. Mystic Joker, very disastrous 14th place. Becco, the last of the finishers, in 15th, but he picks up a point. Jay Hartnell, Mark, SpongeBob, Liverpool Fan, and Dean Phelan were the drivers who retired. So Lezard picking up 32 points from that race to Bar, who picked up 20, so it's a 12-point difference. That sees Lezard's lead in the championship extend to 113 points going into the next round of the championship, which will be in the United States of America in Austin, Texas. We're 6 rounds through the season now out of 13, so Lezard's chances of the championship is edging closer now. He's edging closer to that title. He could even clinch it with 3 or 4 races to spare if he's lucky enough. For Smalley, that race victory moves him on to 107 points, which puts him ahead of Safdar and Mystic Joker. He puts him up to 3rd in the championship. Very good from him. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to do it all over next week in Austin, in Texas, in the Formula Racing League in the Tier 1 category. 8 p.m. British Summer Time on the 8th of June, so do please make note of that in your diary. I'm Tom Cairns, and I'll speak to you again soon when the Formula Racing League returns.